Good morning and welcome to a new vlog, bi-weekly vlog, because that's what I'm trying out, as I mentioned in my previous video. I'm trying to figure out what to read this week. I have some current reads, but I'm not certain if I want to read those or if I should pick up something new. I feel like I want to read something else right now. I will show you my current reads. Rolling over from last week's video, I mainly have two books I need to focus on, and the first one is Cuckoo. I actually need to finish this one this week because I'm reading it for a book club with my friends, and I read quite a bit yesterday. I am on page 411. So I only have about 200 pages to go, which is pretty cool. So I'm feeling pretty good about it actually, but it's too big for me to bring in my backpack and read on the go. So I need something else for when I'm commuting. Am I enjoying it? I don't know. I'm very, very, very confused by this. There's too many words, too many descriptions, too many timelines. I think it is a lovely book, but it's definitely not for me. Sometimes I like a description heavy book. Not with this. This is very description heavy. I feel like it's very slow, occasionally boring for me. I feel like the plot isn't really moving anywhere. There's a bunch of themes. There's a bunch of interesting ideas here, and I can see why people love it. But it's just too smart for me, or I'm too dumb for it, or I'm just not interested enough. It's gonna be an interesting discussion with my friends though. I really like the idea and concept of it, but it's just not working for me, unfortunately. My second current read that I started last week is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. This is a sci-fi, and this one is a book that is very descriptive, has a lot of text, is quite dense in how it's written. But I don't mind that in this one. I like it in this one. It's very wholesome sci-fi, getting to know various characters, species. It's very character driven. I am liking it. So I should continue with this one. It's not that I'm disliking it, but I'm just in the mood for something contemporary, fun, a quicker read than this one is. I'm 100 pages into this one, so like a fourth. I am enjoying this one. Could get a high rating, but I'm just looking for something else right now. Here's my litfic shelf and my romance shelf. So I'm just gonna have a quick browse and we'll see which one I'll pick, because I want something quick and fun. I think that's what I want. Just to make sure I don't end up in a slump. The books I'm currently reading are more sci-fi-esque or quite... I feel like they have greater themes and meanings that I'm not really in the mood to get into. So I need something fun and lighthearted is what I'm trying to say. The one I've been thinking about is Set on You by Amy Leah. It's the same author as the one who wrote X's and O's, which is one of my favorite romances. And it's short, I think, isn't it? Okay, not that short, 350 pages. But I feel like this could be a quick read. It's an influencer romance about a fitness influencer who meets a firefighter. We have The Long Game by Elena Armas, also about 350 pages. I don't really know much about this one. I've heard more about The American Roommate Experiment. The Spanish Love Deception is one of my favorite romances as well, but I've heard bad things about this one and not anything about this one, so I don't know. Book lovers. I know that Emily Henry sometimes have sadder themes in her books, so perhaps it wouldn't be a haha hee hee type of book. But I've been in the mood for some Emily Henry, but I might save it for summer. We have Bride by Al Hazelwood. How long is this one? Also, 400 pages almost. I'm gonna keep it simple, easy, squeezy. I'm gonna pick up Set on You by Amy Leah. I feel like this is what's calling me right now. It's the easiest choice. Set on You it is, and I'll catch up with you later. Monday evening, and I'm about to do some reading. It's quite late though. It's 21:48, so I should be getting ready for bed. I'm running a freaking race tomorrow with work. We're doing it like a health thing. I'm running a 10k tomorrow and I'm not excited about it at all. I hate running. Or perhaps hate is a strong word, but I loathe running. So I need to prep for that. I should head to bed early, but I want to read. I'm in a reading mood. I'm in a book community type of mood. Set on You, going well. I'm a few chapters in. I'm liking it. I do. I like how Amy Lee writes. It's comforting, it's simple, it's cozy, it's good characters. I need to make sure though that even though I have started this book, I cannot forget about reading Cloud Cuckoo Land this week as well. I have about 200 pages to read before the book club meetup on Saturday. I'm fairly certain I can get through it fairly quickly because I read a bunch yesterday and it went by quite quickly. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get myself a glass of water with ice. I'm gonna read like a chapter in this, get ready for bed, and then perhaps read some in Cloud Cuckoo Land just to keep up so I don't get stressed on Saturday because I haven't read a book. That is the aim. Hi! Sorry if there's sound, I'm watching the Athletics European Championship. But I ran a 10k today, and that's pretty cool. So I just wanted to say that. We had there's this run for charity, and we attended it with my job, with work. So we made it into an event and stuff. So I ran a 10k today, and I'm the girl who hates running. I always hated it growing up. I hate it when I do it. Right after, I'm like, why do I even do this? So I pulled through. I did it. Very proud of that. Time, not my best. I did worse than I did last year when I ran for the first time. Literally at 9k, I hit like a wall. It just stopped. I had to walk and just make sure I could breathe because I really didn't feel like I could breathe, and that was quite scary. But I did finish it. I did finish the race. I ran my 10k and I'm very proud of that. Aim for the summer is to continue to run actually. I just decided to enter a run by the end of August. So I need to run this summer. Yeah, just wanted to update you on that.
Hitchhiker on the side of the road in a mountain town.
Good morning. Oh god. It's Friday. I'm wearing eye patches because I stayed up late watching the second part of Bridgerton season 3. So I'm all caught up. I've seen the season and I'm conflicted. I did not enjoy the second half as much as I expected to. I feel like I need to rewatch basically the 5th episode because I don't know if I was in the wrong mindset or something. The 5th episode in particular felt extremely rushed. They did slow it down by the 7th and 8th episode. I think I most prefer the 7th episode. I don't think we're getting enough Penn and Colin in this season, considering that they are the main couple. I still love that it's an ensemble cast. I did really enjoy many of the subplots this season compared to previous seasons. My favorite is the exploration of the relationship between Lady Featherington and Penelope Featherington. I think watching them rebuilding their relationship is really beautiful actually, so I really liked that part. I did enjoy the Lady Whistledown plot more than I did in the book. Another thing that feels off about the season is that we don't have any flashbacks at all. I saw someone talk about this for part 1 and they are so right. In the previous seasons we did get flashbacks. We did get flashbacks to Anthony and his father. We got flashbacks from the Duke's childhood. I wish we could have seen some flashbacks from when Penelope and Colin first met, or Penelope's childhood, how it was for her to grow up. I feel like that would have been great to see actually. But instead, especially the second half felt quite rushed and there were just a lot of skipping around between things. I did enjoy it. It's not my favorite. There's a lot of things I did enjoy. One of my favorite scenes, or a scene I really liked that stood out to me, is when Demi Lovato's Confident is playing and Cressida enters and everyone's talking about her. And we also have like Lady Featherington saying something like, oh, imagine being mother to Lady Whistledown or something. Love that. Cressida just looked fire as fuck in that scene. I'm glad I watched it so that I'm not getting spoiled now, but it did cast a bit of sleep. That's it for my spontaneous Bridgerton review, if you were curious. Hi. My hair is a mess, which is why it's in this half up, half down thing. Soon, my friends will be coming over for a book club discussion, which is very exciting. So I made some preparations. I prepared some snacks and also have drinks in the kitchen. And we're gonna talk about Cloud Cuckoo Land, book right here. And I'm very excited about that. It's gonna be really cozy. So yeah, I did finish the book this morning. I will probably talk a bit more about it later. I'm conflicted because I love the idea of it. I understand the purpose of it. But me as a reader, the type of reader I am, didn't vibe with it. I wish I had, but I didn't. It was too grand. I didn't feel connected. I didn't quite care. So it's gonna be interesting if my mind might change now when we have our discussions. But so far I've given it like 2 stars out of 5. We're gonna see if I will change that. I'm very glad I finished it though. I read like 130 pages this morning. They should be coming anytime soon, so I'm gonna prep for that. And I'll catch up with you later. Hi, it's Sunday. And yesterday I had the book chat, book club meeting with my friends. For the month of May and June, we have read Cloud Cuckoo Land. So we discussed this yesterday. Overall, it was a lovely day with my friends and we snacked and all of that. This book, let's talk about the book a bit, because this is what I've been reading lately. I have very mixed feelings about this one. I do really like the concept of this, the idea of this. That, if we consider that, it's gonna get a high rating. But if you consider my actual reading experience of reading this, it's gonna get a low rating. So this is a very, very ambitious and grand novel. It's taking place in like 3 different times, centuries, like the 1400s, our modern days, and then the future. On top of that, we have 5 point of views, and we are following our characters throughout multiple years, and there's like time skips and time jumps, and that's one aspect. So like multiple posts, multiple timelines, all mixed and matched together, different places. One is in Idaho, one is in Constantinople, one is in space. Like there's a lot going on in this book. It's very grand, very, very ambitious. I like the idea of it, I really do. And having the discussion with my friends and also reading up on the book beforehand, pre the book meet, I do have a very enjoyable view of this, or I have a very, what do you say, rose-colored lens on this book because of that. But my actual reading experience of reading this one, I was bored, I didn't connect to the characters, I found it confusing. And I just wasn't that invested, so I skimmed a lot of it. I did read it. I did feel like I was keeping up with the events, but I skimmed through it. There's a lot of descriptions in this one. It's not difficult to read per se, but there's just a lot of text, a lot of words, I guess I can describe it with. So my experience of reading it wasn't the best. If I were to rate it based on my experience, I would give it 2 stars. Once again, considering the concept, the ideas, the discussion we could have based on this book, I'm giving it a 3. Like, it's deserving of a high rating, definitely. I'm very conflicted about this one. Not sure if I'm gonna keep it either. It takes a lot of space on my shelves and I can't prioritize it with other books I enjoy more. But I'm glad I read it. This is my second Anthony Doerr book. I have read or I listened to All the Light We Cannot See, and I'm thinking that perhaps his books aren't for me because I remember feeling a similar sense of boredom when I read All the Light We Cannot See. The thing with this author is that he makes his books very ambitious and grand. You get different posts that sort of meet in the end of the book, which is a concept I do love. He focuses a lot on the characters and not on plot. There's no way to really describe what happens in this book. There isn't really like a red thread. The red thread in this book is this fictional book called Cloud Cuckoo Land that connects the characters. So I thought I would give you an update about the book because I am filming a vlog, so I should talk about what I read and what I do. Hello! Oh wow, hair is looking great, isn't it? I'm reading and I'm having a really good time actually. I read about 100 pages today. So I think I'm way past or somewhere around the halfway point now. But I just need to say that for some reason I'm taking personal offense regarding a thing here. So we have the main character. Have I even told you what the book is about? Hi, I'm reading Set on You by Amy Lee. It's the same author as the one who wrote X's and O's, which I loved. It was my favorite romance of last year. These two characters, Crystal and Scott, meet at the gym. Crystal is like a fitness and body positivity influencer, and Scott is a firefighter. They get to know each other at the gym. They don't really like each other first, or they hit it off at the wrong foot, at least in Crystal's case, not Scott's. And then they learn that their grandparents are involved and are getting married, so they spend more time together, and now they are friends and they're chatting. Crystal especially is dealing with some trust issues and a bad ex. I'm at the scene where Crystal is at the gym together with her friend Mel, and Mel says that Scott has serious BDE, big dick energy. And then they say, take the guy from Twilight, Robert Pattinson. That man has no gait, not an ounce of swagger, which is surprising. You don't need... No! You don't need to get down on Robert Pattinson this way. They say that he's got this whole tortured novelist who has locked himself in a desolate cabin to overcome his writer's block look going on. The disrespect to Mr. Pattinson? Just saying. And I don't agree. Because he has that vibe of just really not caring, not having any swagger. I do feel like he has some BDE. I don't shit on Pattinson. Sorry. Very random tangent, but this is just like the part I'm just reading now. Is it as good as X's and O's? No, I don't think so. It's a nice read. I like the banter. I like the friendship. Otherwise today, I've been doing plenty, I feel like. I visited my brothers, and we went for a walk and had a bit of a talk about a few things. And then I've been cleaning, like took out the trash, did my laundry. Feel like I've been doing a bunch of things. So yeah, also edited some videos, filmed some TikToks. That's what I've been up to. And now I'm reading, and soon I will be heading to bed. So a very solid, chill, but also extremely productive Sunday. Hi, you're finding me where you're always finding me, which is in the corner of my couch or my sofa, whatever it is, and reading. I am determined to attempt to finish this book tonight. Why? Because me and my friend Steffi went on a bit of a book shopping spree today, which was lovely, and I bought some new books and I want to read them, so I want to finish this one so I can pick up a new book. Simple as that. Good morning. I finished Set on You last night. I ended up giving it 3.5 stars. I enjoyed it. It was cute, but it felt very... I don't know if I can say simple, but like the main love interest, he never really had any character development. He was just perfect from the start. I didn't mind Crystal. I quite liked her actually. But then I felt like the plot that was happening wasn't really their plot. They were planning for and attending a wedding, but it really, like they as characters, didn't really have any plot. Yes, Crystal is a fitness blogger and she was struggling with online hate, and that's an entire subplot, but it felt very small, I guess. And especially the guy. You didn't really get to know him, his background, all of that, I feel like. So I felt like this one was missing some depth, I would say. So I ended up giving it 3.5 stars, still a solid book. I do very much like this author and the way she writes and the banter she writes. I am a fan of that. So I'm very excited to read her next book in the series, which I think is called The Catch. Today I'm going to a concert after work, so I don't think I'm gonna bring a book with me. Mainly nowadays because for concerts in Sweden you're not allowed to bring any bags anymore. So I wouldn't have anywhere to bring the book. And also I'm very excited to start a new book, hopefully tonight if I get home at a reasonable hour, but I would like to start a book that I picked up yesterday, and that is 5 Broken Blades. I've seen it around. I don't think I've heard that much about it yet. I read the premise yesterday when I picked it up, and I'm very excited. 5 Broken Blades, and it basically says, "Let the best liar win," which sounds epic. It's the season for treason. The king of Yusan must die. It's gorgeous underneath the dust jacket. We have a quote here. Like, I like the sound and look of this. I don't know if I was just sold a very expensive TikTok book or if it's gonna be genuinely good. It was expensive. Definitely expensive. And it's less than 500 pages, but quite big text on the pages at least. Gonna be interesting, but I think it looks stunning. Oh my god. By the way, we're seeing Offspring at the concert, so that's gonna be fun. So I was so excited to start reading it because I've started to see this at some places. So I thought that, hey, perfect. I can finally be a part of the hype if I start reading it now. So I'm starting it now, today. And I'm already conflicted. Started to read it. I'm like, 20 pages in. I'm feeling a certain way that I don't want to be feeling. I think the plot can be fun. The writing, I already have my doubts. So we're getting multiple point of views, but it's told from first person, which I typically don't really care about that. I don't typically think about it, but it's very noticeable this time that it's written in first person because there's a lot of writing that is reminiscent of books I read when I was young. And with that, I mean there's a lot of explaining, of instantly in the first chapters sharing a person's history or what they look like. There's like 14 pages in and we're getting a person's life story already. Like they are explaining why they are in the situation they are in, why they are forced to be an assassin, things like that. Like we're getting it in a very matter-of-fact way. Similarly on how we on page 19 are getting the oh-so classic describing the character by having them look in a mirror. So here we have, looking back, I think it was my face that damned me. I studied it in the gilded mirror of the powder room. Straight nose, heart-shaped face, flawless skin, and violet eyes. I'm like, oh my god, I read this in so many fanfics, like 10, 11 years ago. What? Oh no. So I'm very skeptic regarding the writing. I'm having my doubts. Fingers crossed that it can still be a really fun and entertaining story. That's what I'm hoping for. But like this first impression, I think the first few pages was fine. That was a bit interesting. As soon as we started to get other characters' introductions, I'm like, I don't know about this. Oh my god. What have I done? Yeah, that's the update. I guess I'm just gonna continue to read now.